Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, October 20th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 698 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Nurse helps pregnant patient with COVID-19 get baby gifts. Kyrsten Sinema's possible long game. Never seen a newborn that size. After 19 miscarriages, Arizona couple has 14-pound baby. Black Hawk Down pilot Durant enters Alabama Senate race. Women across the UK say they're being injected with needles in nightclubs and waking up with no recollection of what happened next. The judge hearing Trump's lawsuit to block January 6 subpoenas once called Capitol rioters a violent mob trying to overthrow the government. Review, Dennis Villeneuve's Doom-laden, Dynamite Dune. Brothers sob as they see their parents in person after 22 years. An Army vet falsely claimed he was paralyzed. He got $1 million in payouts, and spent some on a BMW, feds say. No other like it in Texas. Massive ranch goes on sale for eye-popping $200 in price tag. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Bombing of military bus in Syrian capital kills 14, The New York Times. God of War PC port announced for January, Games Radar Plus. Gunman pleads guilty in Parkland school shooting, The New York Times. Democrats set to cut free community college, climate program from Biden's economic plan as they trim price tag, CNBC. Liz Cheney, Bannon refusal to cooperate suggests Trump was personally involved in planning riot, CNN. Samsung is adding new watch faces to the Galaxy Watch 4, The Verge. NFL Fantasy 2021 Start Sit-em Week 7, Defenses, NFL.com. Hailey Bieber gets close to TikTok star Addison Rae Adele's 2021 Women in Hollywood celebration, Daily Mail. Voldem Terry McAuliffe walks out of interview, demands better questions, New York Post. Bitcoin hits new all-time high above $65K on strength of ETF debut, CoinDesk. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Tori Spelling says Luke Perry got into epic fight with her abusive boyfriend. Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty to 2018 Parkland school massacre. Groundbreaking new test brings pig to human kidney transplants a step closer. Rachel Levine sworn in as nation's first transgender 4-star officer. 10 genius workout products to use when it's dark and cold outside. Save up to 50% on popular teeth whitening products, today only. Charles Barkley says one thing still bugs me about anti-vaccine Kyrie Irving. Federal unemployment benefits are gone. Businesses still say they cannot find workers. Performing on American Idol was hard. What was happening behind the scenes was harder. Celine Dion cancels 21 shows due to severe muscle spasms. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Police search canal for Stacey Peterson's body. Woman posts unwelcoming sign outside studio. Cancer survivor urges women to talk to doctors. Woman sentenced to jail in plot against father. Victim held prisoner and beaten for 9 days. Teen girl killed when car crashes into bus shelter. Family anticipating reunion after mother deported. Couple launches custom vinyl record business. Man receives 1/2 to 3 years in choking case. Police investigating series of attempted ATM thefts. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. New York City will require vaccinations for municipal workers. Hive updates, confirmation hearings for U.S. ambassadors to China and Japan. Business updates, Evergrande ends bid to sell stake in property unit. Gunman pleads guilty in Parkland school shooting. Trump Organization, already under indictment, faces new criminal inquiry. Biden heads to Scranton to sell a shrinking agenda. Female Afghan judges and lawyers now fear for their lives. Why is raising a child in the United States so hard? China's bullying is becoming a danger to the world and itself. Shell game, how chemical companies avoid paying for pollution. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Novak Djokovic must be fully vaccinated to play in Australian Open, official says. NC parents outraged over team's privileged banner at high school football game, racist. Alex Rodriguez trolled by Red Sox fans who chanted Jennifer Lopez's name at him. Brian Laundrie search, parents return to Florida park as police hunt for fugitive son. CDC study, Pfizer vaccine is 93% effective against COVID-19 hospitalization in youth. Paris Hilton urges Biden, lawmakers to adopt Bill of Rights for youth in congregate care facilities. Professor sees early warning signs of serious economic downturn. Washington Post opinion section publishes series of pieces defending, lowering expectations for Biden. COVID politics, mask mandates drive Colorado parents to run for school board. White House unveils vaccination rollout plan for kids 5-11 ahead of possible authorization. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, October 20th. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Man arrested after stealing journalist's phone during live stream and broadcasting himself to viewers. Star-studded 1984 sci-fi epic Dune was box office flop, as 2021 remake hits cinemas tomorrow. Time-lapse map shows how 15% more infectious Delta offshoot has spread in England. UK's COVID cases spiked by another 15% in a week to brink of 50,000. Kate Middleton makes rare moment of affection towards Prince William in behind-the-scenes snaps. Just how badly has the Wolverhampton COVID lab testing blunder affected Britain's outbreak? GPs complain they have no capacity to play a major role in accelerating COVID booster vaccine drive. Wife, 66, stabbed her husband, 78, to death after he belittled her for serving Bubble and Squeak. Rugby is more dangerous since going pro and players terrified of huge tackles' effect on their brain. 16th century farmhouse on sale for $3.5 million. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Poland triggers an existential crisis for Europe. Russia's Navalny awarded prestigious European Human Rights Sakharov Prize. Queen Elizabeth II reluctantly accepts medical advice to rest, cancels Northern Ireland visit. Bus bombs kill 14 in Syria capital, shells elsewhere kill 10. Brazil Senate report urges charging Bolsonaro over pandemic. Virus, Morocco suspending UK, Germany, Netherlands flights. Fuel price hike worsens Lebanon's tough living conditions. Senegal seizes 2 tons of cocaine off coast, arrests 5. Putin to stay home during UN climate summit in Scotland. Brazilian Senate committee to accuse Bolsonaro of crimes against humanity for COVID negligence. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. U.S. House expected to vote on Thursday to refer Steve Bannon to prosecutors. Bolsonaro should be charged with crimes against humanity, inquiry finds. Trevor Noah on Striketober, it's not a step workers take lightly. At least 150 dead in the flooding and landslides in India and Nepal. White House outlines plan to vaccinate U.S. children once FDA gives approval, live. 27 dead in Syria after bombing of army bus sparks revenge attack. A 4-story waterfall and a Squid Game protest, Wednesday's best photos. COVID live, Russia to close workplaces, Brazil senator presents report urging criminal charges against Bolsonaro. Parkland shooter pleads guilty to 17 counts of murder. Dune review, Denis Villeneuve's uninspiring epic is a moment of triumph. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Parkland shooter addresses court as he pleads guilty. As White House announces vaccine plan for kids 5-11, states prep for complex rollout. Giuliani associate decides not to testify at criminal trial. Atlanta police, woman, killer dead after high-rise shootout. J&J looking to bankruptcy to resolve 40,000 baby powder cancer suits. Putin orders non-work week as COVID numbers rise in Russia. Teen held in officer's death says he wanted to kill himself. Police, shooting at Kenosha home leaves 3 dead, 2 wounded. Pope praises freedom of children after boy gets a skullcap. Queen accepts medical advice to rest, cancels an Ireland trip. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID, Brazil's Bolsonaro should be charged with crimes against humanity. Syria war, deadly bomb blasts at military bus in Damascus. Nicholas Cruz, Parkland gunman pleads guilty to murdering 17. COP26, Russia's Vladimir Putin will not attend climate summit. Egyptian man arrested after broadcasting face during robbery. Shadow whale, gonna star arrested over death threat claim. Karim Benzema, French sex tape blackmail case trial starts. Lekki toll gate shootings, Nigeria's massacre without blood or bodies. Guatemala, riot police deployed after protesters breach Congress, set cars alight. Capitol riot, lawmakers vote to hold Steve Bannon in contempt. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Over 1,800 Washington state workers quit or were fired after refusing COVID vaccine. White House releases plan to vaccinate 28M children ages 5-11. New York City mandates vaccination for all employees. COVID-19 updates. Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty to 17 counts of murder, faces death penalty trial. U.S. secures vaccines for every child 5-11. Get out, get out, get out. Everyone survives after plane's horrific fail takeoff in Texas. The Orinoid meteor shower will peak Thursday morning, but moon glare might ruin it. Kyrie Irving and other public figures sideline careers by refusing COVID-19 vaccine. Dozens dead in flooding in northern India. 2 years after Elijah McClain's death, family announces settlement with city of Aurora, Colorado. The day in pictures. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. For the vaccinated, how risky could holiday gatherings be? Podcast, Unclogging America's Biggest Ports. LA County Supervisors order independent audit of Mark Ridley Thomas bribery charges. 2 LA Council members fight over who gets USC as redistricting heats up. Street racing surged during the pandemic. LA now wants to crack down. Man shot in leg outside Beverly Hills restaurant during attempted robbery, police say. San Francisco In-N-Out temporarily closed over city's proof of COVID-19 vaccine requirement. Weeks after foul odor began, Carson residents now urged to avoid outdoor exercise. Los Angeles Police Department says shooting of detective led to bust of gang making ghost guns. Column, at vaccine deadline, LA city officials go soft on resistors. Can someone please get tough? We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Taliban behead junior volleyball player who was part of Afghan women's national team. Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny wins 2021 Sakharov Prize. China sent 56 aircraft to Taiwan's air defense zone on Monday, one day after the United States condemned China's provocative military activity near Taiwan. KD revision. Russia's Navalny wins Sakharov Prize, EU's top human rights award. French oil company Total knew about their effect on climate since 1971, and now knowingly lied. Taliban won't be allowed access to Afghan central bank reserves at IMO. New research directly links Western fashion brands to deforestation. Prosecutors arrest 2 former German soldiers on terrorism charges. Taiwan says odds of war with China in next year very low. Climate change, fossil fuel production set to soar over next decade. 500,000 South Korean workers prepare to walk off jobs in general strike. Pfizer has power to silence governments and maximize profits, consumer group alleges. Costa Rica Congress approves legalization of marijuana for medicinal use. In a first, surgeons attached a pig kidney to a human, and it worked. The next headlines are from Forbes. Biden access tuition-free community college. Here's what else could go as Democrats taper spending plans. Exxon, steel workers union dispute lingers on in Beaumont. Jailed Kremlin critic Navalny wins EU Human Rights Prize. Matrix Resurrections gets the rating it deserves. How Amy Yang's high-protein, low-carb bagel hit $1 million run rate 3 months into launch. CNN's John King, I was having a lot of trouble functioning during election week 2020. Chicago White Sox have serious issues to address this winter. Parkland massacre shooter Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty, but could still get death penalty. Google's Wing plans to launch drone delivery service in Dallas-Fort Worth area. Arrests at the border hit record high, report says. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Before making a mammoth, ask the public. Young people will be key to climate justice at COP26. The broken $100 billion promise of climate finance, and how to fix it. Viral filter, outbreak investigation reboot and the economics Nobel. The virologist preparing Africa for the next pandemic. COVID vaccine makers brace for a variant worse than Delta. Why fossil fuel subsidies are so hard to kill. A mysterious object is beaming radio waves into the Milky Way. Hybrid immunity improves B cells and antibodies against SARS-CoV-2 variants. Byzantium. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,739,240,633 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. How do you solve a problem like Morgan Wallen, grappling with persona non grata Grammy contenders? Tentative IELTS deal with producers of Earth Strike but leave some members dissatisfied. Eurovision Song Contest, UK will fund 2022 edition despite scoring 0 points in last competition. Netflix on trans employee walkout protesting Dave Chappelle special, we understand the deep hurt that's been caused. Baron Allen's entertainment education came from the Giants at NBC. Mark Evans will take over Fox Sports ad sales. Baron Allen's fight against racial discrimination has roots and inspiration from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. How Riz Ahmed shattered stereotypes to become Hollywood's most exciting new leading man. How will the Grammy rule changes impact this year's nominations? Fox News draws late-night comedy crowd with Gutfeld. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. White House drops free community college from its spending bill. Europe is giving its top human rights prize to Vladimir Putin's most prominent critic. The U.S. is ready to roll out the COVID vaccine once it's approved for kids age 5-11. Queen Elizabeth has cancelled a trip to Northern Ireland on the advice of her doctors. Despite climate change promises, governments plan to ramp up fossil fuel production. Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty to the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Student loan forgiveness is a lot closer for some borrowers, and they are pumped. 14 people died in a military bus blast, the deadliest attack in Damascus in years. Netflix employees are staging a walkout today as a fired organizer speaks out. Worn-out nurses hit the road for better pay, stressing hospital budgets and morale. The following headlines are from The Week. NYC to impose vaccine mandate for all city workers, including police. How Biden's vaccination plan for young kids differs from the plan for adults. What's on the chopping block in the negotiations over Biden's scaled-back spending package? Brazilian lawmakers to seek charges against President Bolsonaro for COVID-related crimes against humanity. Haitian gang asks $1 million ransom for each of the 17 U.S. and Canadian missionaries it kidnapped. The only right response to Trump's executive privilege lawsuit. Democrats should try negotiating with Mitt Romney. Biden is failing Black Americans. Here's what he could do better. America's foreign critics are unflattering, unfair, and worth hearing. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. In keeping house, the unseen is at the forefront. The last Texan killed in Afghanistan. Austin progressive Greg Kasarai's run for Congress. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Lucy is off to visit Jupiter's Trojan asteroids. Something really wants our attention. One object released 1,652 fast radio bursts in 47 days. What are your options when you've only got hours or days to prevent an asteroid impact? With no solid surface, the atmosphere of Jupiter behaves quite differently than Earth. Astronomers see a moon-forming disk around the super-Jupiter. Gravitational waves reveal surprising secrets about neutron stars. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, October 20th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Orionic meteor shower, all you need to know. The full Hunter's moon is October 20th. Hunter's moon photos, best of 2021. How high up are meteors when they begin to glow? Earth in a tunnel, decades-old mystery unfolds. Solar System's future seen, first planet around a white dwarf. The next news is from Politico. United Kingdom wrestles with online anonymity in wake of lawmakers killing. Russia's Alexei Navalny wins EU Sakharov Prize. Paris Hilton's sober pitch to Congress. Novavax expresses fresh confidence in its vaccine. Meadows retains top GOP lawyer for January 6 investigation. De Blasio announces blanket vaccination mandate for all New York City workers. Dems edge closer to ditching disarray. Walkouts and strikes hit hospitals in pandemic hotspots. Opinion: the cannabis industry is rife with fraudsters, the FDA is AWOL. Biden plan pits Hispanic-serving colleges against HBCUs. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. No leads, no suspects, but Carnarvon still searching for answers in Cleo Smith case. Smith gives easily beaten Australia something to cheer about. A joke if it wasn't so serious, Australia lags developed countries on climate action. Delay of bill causes more pain and needless suffering. Sydney Rail Network goes green with renewable energy deal. GPs call for cash boost to deal with COVID-19 fallout. Children in schools and childcare didn't drive Delta spread. Mike Cannon-Brookes pledges $1.5 billion to climate initiatives ahead of COP26. NSW to fund RNA pilot facility to develop drugs and vaccines. In the Herald, October 21, 1935. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Paul Brandus, drought is among the biggest dangers to the U.S. New water technology is making its way across the country. The Margin, what should Facebook's new name be? Twitter users have some ideas. Futures movers, oil prices turn higher as U.S. supplies fall, but Brent slips as China aims to cool coal prices. Market snapshot, Dow, S&P 500 touch record high territory Wednesday, with Tesla earnings due after the close. Mark Hulbert, you can beat your fear of losing money with bonds as interest rates rise, if you understand this one thing. The Margin, tennis star Novak Djokovic may miss Australian Open over COVID vaccine mandate. Keywords, inflation single biggest threat to markets and society in general, says investor who called stock market crash in 1987. Crypto, Bitcoin may rise further, as it has done after hitting new highs in the past, analyst says. Coronavirus update, White House unveils plan to vaccinate children aged 5 to 11 against COVID-19 once it's authorized, and Europe is the only region with rising cases in latest week. Retirement hacks, should your 401k follow your conscience? What to know before investing in ESG. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Court split on AI inventorship and patenting IM. Ocado bucks auto store's bid to claim its robot storage IP, Law 360. Bots, Incorporated, files for patent protection regarding its novel method and system for distributing blockchain-based crypto assets and equities as dividends to shareholders of privately and publicly owned entities, Globe Newswire. Healthcare at the forefront of innovation in alternative plastics, Medical Plastics News. Marvel's top mismatch was the Deadpool and Invisible Woman's team-up, Animated Times. Everyday inventions in lifestyle and wellness, Lixology. Update on taboos, can an AI machine be an inventor, intellectual property, worldwide, Mondac News alerts. The headaches in claiming antibody-based inventions broadly, intellectual property, United States, Mondac News alerts. Recent application of patent damages law IM. Key issues in enforcing software patents IM. The next headlines are from Quartz. The Ansars Memorial was a defiant remembrance of a Nigerian tragedy. Foreign brands are getting caught in China's online gender wars. The U.S. crackdown on stablecoins is targeting Tether first. Netflix's big test. A bit of boredom can help us fight our burnout epidemic. Netflix faces a walkout. A shocking number of U.S. nurses are quitting, but a majority would stay for more money. India's consumer confidence improves as the festive season nudges household spending. A new Showmax documentary dispels myths about traveling around Africa. India's second wave of COVID May 19 have protected it from a devastating third wave. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Report: client-side scanning is an insecure nightmare just waiting to be exploited by governments. MLB in talks to offer streaming for all teams' home games and market even without a cable subscription. Appeals court says couple's lawsuit over bogus vehicle forfeiture can continue. TechDirt Podcast Episode 301, Scarcity, Abundance and NFTs. Hollywood is betting on filtering mandates, but working copyright algorithms simply don't exist. Introducing the TechDirt Insider Discord. Daily Deal, the dynamic 2021 DevOps training bundle. Criminalizing teens' Google searches is just how the UK's anti-cybercrime programs roll. Canon sued for disabling printer scanners when devices run out of ink. Copyright law discriminating against the blind finally struck down by court in South Africa. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kim Seon-ho, Maya Milite, Travis Tritt, Only Murders in the Building Season 2, Multiple Sclerosis, Chris Ayers, Braves vs. Dodgers, Bucks, Meghan McCain, Rachel Levine. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Plainclothes officers to video call stations to verify their credentials when stopping women, Met Police Chief. Putin to stay at home instead of traveling to COP26 climate change conference in Glasgow, but Russia will participate, Kremlin. Multinational oil and gas giant Total accused of playing down threat of global warming since late 1980s, report. Icardi tells wife Wanda she can only deal with forgiveness in desperate-looking Instagram post following rumored affair and split. DCAG adds Zuckerberg as defendant in Facebook privacy lawsuit, claims he was personally involved in Cambridge Analytica debacle. IAEA chief says AUKUS deal could spark race for nuclear subs, task force will investigate safeguards and legality. UK government must crack down on apps promoting extremism, Labour leader Starmer says, taking special aim at Telegram. US police hungry for discarded military gear now use climate change as pretext to get priority delivery, media. US Navy base in Bethesda on lockdown after reports of active shooter and bomb threat. Protesters claim Italian authorities tampered with live webcam to show empty square instead of huge anti-vaccine passport rally. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Peter Schiff, the debt ceiling is really a debt floor. To appease ESG, Exxon considers abandoning some of its biggest oil and gas projects. Greed is back, stocks rip back to record highs. Weird occurrings in the bond market, even by bond market standards. WTI spikes into green after across-the-board inventory draws. People are hoarding, supermarkets are the next supply chain crunch as food shortages persist. January 6 committee votes to hold Bannon in contempt. Netflix slides after stellar results were not stellar enough, Wall Street reacts. Bitcoin rallies to all-time record high over $66K as ETF options begin trading. White House details plan to quickly vaccinate 28M children age 5-11. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Alibab's Jack Ma takes first trip abroad post-China crackdown. Price pressures, Canada's inflation hits 18-year high. Will policymakers put Pandora's papers back in the box? UEFA warns of terrible consequences of biennial World Cup. Immense bravery, Kremlin critic Navalny wins EU Rights Prize. U.S. surgeons test pig kidney transplant in human patient. Yemen war, lawyers submit case to UK police accusing UAE, Saudi. Should fossil fuel advertising be regulated? Samaritan weddings, signed, sealed, delivered. Iran braces for new COVID wave despite accelerated jab rollout. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Biden's plan to relieve backlog at Port of Los Angeles is not working. Nolte, Joe Biden job approval average crashes to new low. De Blasio announces NYC city employee vaccine mandate, it's time. Illegal alien, released into U.S., charged with raping woman on Pennsylvania train. Poll, majority of working-class Americans want less immigration. People are hoarding, food shortages spike as supply chain crumbles. 15 shot Tuesday alone in Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Chicago. Report, 2 Chinese Communist Party officials studied at Harvard before overseeing UIR detention camps. Joe Biden joins leftists to push moderates for $1.9 trillion spending bill. Travis Tritt, vaccine mandates used to shame, discriminate against people that they don't feel are clean. The next headlines are from UPI News. $16 lottery ticket spent weeks in oblivious winner's wallet. Watch, there wanders into house, breaks computer monitor. Grateful Dead t-shirt auctioned for a record-breaking $17,640. Watch, mountain lion captured at California condo complex. North American snapping turtle found living behind British supermarket. Look, animal control officers wrangle loose pigs on Tennessee highway. Watch, wildlife officials free mule deer from backyard hammock in Idaho. Watch, man reels in 13-foot hammerhead shark from North Carolina beach. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. More than half of women were 7 months into the menopause before realizing what it was. Where's Walrus? You can help scientists by volunteering to count marine mammals in satellite images. Wes Anderson designed a luxury train car, and it looks like something out of his movies. 20,000 pounds of trash removed from Pacific garbage patch. Holy Mother of God, it worked. Retired banker devotes his millionaire fortune to restoring protective sand dunes on island beaches. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, October 20th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Bouncer shortage a threat to public safety, warn nightlife bosses. Utah cyclist died after accidentally being run over 3 times by driver. Malaysian becomes first professor of urology at Cambridge in its 800-year history. Hungry bears eat 20,000 calories a day. Here's what that looks like in human food. Israeli scuba diver discovers ancient crusader sword. Man arrested for unblurring Japanese porn with AI in first deepfake case. Hog wanders into Texas roadway at night, causing fatal car crash, Texas officials say. Chinese influencer dies after netizens encourage her to drink pesticide during live stream. Kanye West dons bizarre mask for second Michael Cohen meeting. Woman jailed for throwing killer litter from 50th floor in CBD after tiff with boyfriend. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Tesla's making beer now, and that's dangerous marketing. Bitcoin hits new all-time high of over $66,000. Transfer all your data to your new iPhone 13 with this all-in-one manager. Here's a great deal on cloud storage that really puts your file security first. Facebook's reportedly changing its name, and we have some suggestions. Hey, space nerd, here's what Mars sounds like. This Dutch company proves e-bikes can be made locally. Did we discover a new force of nature? New results from CERN. Here's how the Pixel 6's Google Tensor challenges other Android CPUs. How the laws of physics could prevent us from ever meeting aliens. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Ancient driftwood tracks 500 years of Arctic warming and sea ice. Scientists develop new sensor to capture calcium activity in cells. New study calls for mitigation, monitoring of common grease-proofing food packaging chemicals. Drug helps sensory neurons regrow in the mouse central nervous system. DNA tangles can help predict evolution of mutations. E-cigarettes don't help smokers stay off cigarettes, study suggests. Agricultural runoff contributes to global warming. New study helps us figure out how and what we can do about it. Motorized droplets thanks to feedback effects. New technique paves the way for perfect perovskites. Life's a beach, finding trends in marine debris across Australia. The next headlines are from Information Week. Gartner, top predictions for IT organizations and users for 2022 and beyond. Facebook's teachable moment. Should a top IT performer be allowed to hold multiple organization roles? How CEOs can grow and spend political capital to achieve executive impact. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, October 20th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA announces winners of Deep Space Food Challenge. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Salt Lake County employees can receive up to $500 if they get COVID, flu vaccinations. Utah woman charged with shaking her 23-day-old baby to death. Utah failed to adopt a federal standard to protect healthcare workers from COVID. Now the feds may step in. How about this jazz podcast, previewing the Utah Jazz's 2021 to 2022 season? Proposed bill would let Indigenous students wear regalia like beads and feathers at graduation. Why is there no night with the running Utes this season? Midvale mayoral candidates seek the best formula for a vibrant, walkable city. Should Utahns trick or treat on Saturday or Sunday? Here's what they think. Ian Adams, ethical lapses in news coverage of homicides in Salt Lake City. The rundown, the coming push to end mail-in voting in Utah. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Micron to build $7 billion planned in Japan to expand RAM production. Bitcoin hits new all-time high above $65K. The Royal Mint to extract gold from old phones. New FCC rules could force wireless carriers to block spam texts. Recycled lithium batteries as good as newly mined, study finds. Before the new version, let's revisit 1984's Dune. U.S. surgeon successfully test pig kidney transplant in human patient. Boris Johnson strikes deal with Bill Gates to boost green technology. Netflix drops action-packed teaser for Cowboy Bebop series. Microsoft officially deprecates UWP. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. 3 St. Louis County Council members defy mask mandate during meeting. Missing Spanish Lake 13-year-old found safe Wednesday. What does human trafficking look like in rural Missouri? Blues Pavel Buchnevich suspended 2 games for headbutting. Scattered showers and storms expected Wednesday evening, high temps in 60s. Fort Zumwalt School District will get a new superintendent in 2023. Man breaking into cars at Cardinal Glennon's parking lot shot and killed. Deadly trend making people afraid to cross St. Louis area streets, roadways. St. Louis man's electric wheelchair damaged by hammer, stolen outside Baden Public Library. Webster Grove's residents push back on proposed $320 million project. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Incredible drone video shows white sharks feed from surfers in Del Mar. White House releases plans to vaccinate 28 million 5 to 11-year-olds. Valley Center woman's body found in Colorado River, husband also drowned. This did not happen on just a whim, private investigator who worked on case reacts to Larry Millit's arrest. What led to the arrest of Larry Millit? To shares evidence from 9-month investigation. Couple injured in Santee plane crash recovering in hospital. COVID-19, San Diego County reports 368 new infections, 1 more death. New Shigella cases reported among San Diego's homeless population. It's hard to go against family, Maya's sister speaks out after Larry Millit's arrest. $10,000 reward offered for info on suspects in Sailor's East County slaying. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Su-30 jets intercept U.S. Air Force B-1B bombers over Black Sea, Russia says. Rheinmetall unveils secret new military combat vehicle. Russian military still using World War II era tanks. Israel, South Korea sign agreement to build new deadly drones. Paramount Group builds most protected armored vehicle in class. Ukraine delivers Oplet main battle tank to U.S. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. China's great pirate, Zhang Zhilong, takes on the Dutch. How China controls Xinjiang, new report sheds light on stability maintenance system. Influencer live streams suicide on Douyin, prompting questions about baiting crowd and apps prevention efforts. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Government's vaxxer test rule almost ready as nervous businesses wait. Netflix employees plan walkout, demand protection for transgender community. Pig to human transplants a step closer after kidney test. Why the C2 pig on a plane impacts your carbon emissions. 12.5 pounds of fentanyl seized in East Bay drug bust. 30-year-old hit by car dies in Santa Clara. Curry, Warriors stun James, Lakers 121-114 in opener. Declining enrollment could lead to some Hayward schools closing. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. The Mabley Archive, how Jack viewed Colin Powell, a quarter-century ago. Ex-Minneapolis cop to be resentenced in death of 911 caller. UK fines Facebook $69.4 million for failing to supply data. Spanish court rules to extradite Venezuela spy chief to U.S. Mayfield to sit out against Broncos with shoulder injury. Tiny wrists and cuffs, how police use force against children. White House details plans to vaccinate children age 5-11. I-90 tractor-trailer crash near Rosemont cleared. Arlington Heights formally opens doors to Bears, but Chicago still hopes to stop team from leaving. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. What are those advisory votes on Washington's ballot? Here's what they are, and what they mean. Washington snowpark permits go on sale November 1st with increased fees. Pierce County Sheriff Ed Troyer charged over confrontation with black newspaper carrier. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Manam in Papua New Guinea. Drought is ongoing in South Sudan. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, October 20th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Free community college proposal likely to be dropped from Biden's $2 trillion spending plan. Baytown baseball team to honor 19-year-old coach killed by suspected drunk driver. Federal investigators at site of MD-87 plane crash in Waller County. Today, questions about breast cancer, a Memorial Hermann physician offers insight. Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty to murder in 2018 massacre. UT Rio Grande Valley to offer free tuition and fees to students with family income $100,000 or less. CA couple arrested for trying to board their connecting flight in Switzerland during COVID. January 6 committee recommends criminal contempt charges for Steve Bannon after defying subpoena. No tropical development expected in the Gulf. Astros vs. Red Sox, Houston ties the series after 9-2 win over Boston. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Biogen CEO, major bottleneck still limits Alzheimer's drug. Demon Deacons Forbes looks for fresh start in second season. Virginia Tech top heavy with experience, short on depth. Louisville prepares to open season without coach Chris Mack. Gates Foundation to spend $120 on access for COVID-19 bill. NBA struggles during 1950s, begins its rise later in decade. AP sources, 6 CUSA schools apply for AAC membership. Returnees, transfers lead number 19 on Ken Davis debut. Stocks edge higher on Wall Street, led by healthcare. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. There's a mayoral debate tonight, here's how to watch. Early edition, move over you know who, a pig just successfully donated a kidney to a human. Public Advocate Williams defends running for re-election while also considering higher office. NYC will mandate COVID-19 vaccines for all government workers, eliminates option for weekly testing. Detainees now spend more than 9 months on Rikers, an 88-day jump, report finds. Extra, the feds are coming for the spam texters. Is NYC about to get its first bike mayor? Labor unions band together to tackle NY's high hospital prices. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Governor Hochul goes where Cuomo wouldn't, forces MTA to release more data. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Fair tax plan could prejudice Global South. 10 days to defeat 2,547 miles of pain. Forests and climate, we need to do much more. Fossil fuel production dangerously out of sync with climate change targets. UN-backed show highlights life-saving benefit of edutainment in South Africa. Myanmar, 3 million in urgent need of life-saving assistance, protection. Turning carriers of water into managers of water. UNHCR responding to worst flooding in decades in South Sudan. Build consensus or face increasingly desperate reality, warns Middle East envoy. Yemen war reaches shameful milestone, 10,000 children now killed or maimed. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Cincinnati Zoo announces COVID-19 vaccination of 80 animals. Washington State football coach fired for refusing COVID vax. Facebook hires 10,000 in EU to build the metaverse. Video, Joe Rogan accuses Google of hiding information on vaccine deaths. The most exciting medical breakthrough of the decade? Biden secretly flying underage migrants into NY in dead of night. Southwest drops plan to put unvaccinated staff on unpaid leave starting in December. Billionaire supermarket owner warns food prices will go up tremendously. Facebook chooses Coinbase as custody partner for digital wallet ahead of stablecoin launch. Pope demands Silicon Valley in the name of God censor hate speech, conspiracy theories. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. White House details plans to vaccinate 28M children age 5-11. U.S. regulators lay out plan for over-the-counter hearing aids. January 6th panel votes unanimously to hold Steve Bannon in contempt. Indictment accuses Nebraska congressman of lying to FBI. Did AP use the spelling Mississippi in a headline about literacy? Navy probe finds major failures in fire that destroyed ship. Does a pic show Pete Buttigieg wearing a breastfeeding device? Climate report, Africa's rare glaciers soon to disappear. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty, blasts drugs and bizarre speech. What the hell is JX? Far-right berserker clan was prepping uprising across several cities, police say. Geez Ween's ballerina flats are so chic and comfortable, you'd never know they were made from recycled plastic. Mayor, all New York City workers must get vaccinated or face losing their jobs. Queen Elizabeth reluctantly accepts doctor's orders to rest, Buckingham Palace. Inside a Trump-backed candidate's leaky audit fiasco. When Tom Petty was at the height of his musical powers. This is how Russia is pulling off a free-for-all murderous rampage. Why Texas property owner avoids arrest after killing Moroccan driver. Liberal California has a huge racial profiling problem. The next headlines are from the New York Post. I got Botox to fix my chin dimples and now my whole face is crooked. Celebrate Sam Neill's macabre filmography with a Sam Neilloween streaming party. Suzanne Somers shows off her toned legs in 75th birthday photo shoot. Netflix co-CEO says he screwed up handling Dave Chappelle fallout. Injured America's Got Talent stuntman was at very brink of death. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Ask Astro I, can a black hole form without a parent star? Ask Astro I, does Mars have its own North Star? A satellite in orbit spies another satellite being launched into space. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Government set to increase fossil fuel production despite warnings. UK researchers study genetic link to methane emissions in cattle, key to reducing greenhouse gases. Scientists tout successful trial of pig-to-human kidney transplant. FDA nears approval for mixing booster vaccines. Fauci says it's too soon to tell whether Americans should avoid gathering for Christmas. CBS News poll, COVID, vaccines continue to impact American economy. Americans on edge as COVID complacency causes confusion and uncertainty. Gottlieb said it's certainly reasonable to start seeing children ages 5-11 be fully vaccinated by Thanksgiving. Pfizer vaccine more effective in preventing hospitalizations in kids than in adults, study says. First lunar samples in over 45 years key to moon's history. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Prosecutors drop case against activists who threaten to use Confederate monument as toilet. Democratic leaders say Biden's signature spending plans are nearing breakthrough deal in Congress. Malaysian trans woman, charged in her country for wearing female clothing, says she's now safe in Australia. Fisher-Price to sell toy chatter phone as the real deal. R. Kelly timeline, Chicago upbringing, rapid rise to stardom and years of sexual abuse charges, suits and rumors, conviction. Flavor Flav arrested in Las Vegas suburb on domestic battery charge. Mayoral candidate Eric Adams argues NYC has too many cars, says he was wrong in 90s smear of female cop. Queen Elizabeth II reluctantly cancels trip on medical advice. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos admits he screwed up, but still defends anti-trans Shop Hill special. De Blasio mandates vaccination for all NYC public workers, but offers $500 bonus for complying. The following headlines are from military.com. Bombing hits military bus in Syrian capital, killing 14. New Mexico finishes tests of wells for Air Force chemicals. North Korea confirms missile test designed for submarine launch. Air Force veterans who are UFO true believers return to newly attentive Washington. Navy probe finds major failures in fire that destroyed USS Bonhomme Richard. U.S. Defense Secretary underlines support for Ukraine. 16 service members sue to halt odds vaccine order. The Navy is the best service for access to this care. Oregon illegal pot grows, more calls to send National Guard. North Korea tests possible submarine missile, amid tensions. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. West Garfield Park man charged on suspicion of shooting at police officer. Day of the Dead, a friend is paid tribute to hundreds lost to COVID-19. Column, fire the cops who won't comply with Chicago's vaccine mandate. Chicago's public bathrooms, few and far between. Chicago Sky owner Michael Walter agrees to pay fine for lobbying Mayor Lori Lightfoot. R. Kelly was on suicide watch after conviction in New York, lawyer says as trial date set in Chicago case. Authorities search canal near Lockport for Stacey Peterson's body, her sister says. Wife of Drew Peterson has been missing since 2007. Daywatch, Chicago Sky fans join team in parade if COVID cases keep dropping. Governor Pritzker hints of lifting some mask mandates. Top suburban cops say no to helping Chicago during vaccine stalemate. Illinois hospital systems losing hundreds of workers because of COVID-19 vaccine mandates. The following headlines are from FIS.org. New tool offers ways to improve CRISPR gene editing method. Europeans in the Americas 1,000 years ago. Unmasking the magic of superconductivity in twisted graphene. Origin of domestic horses finally established. Humans did not cause woolly mammoths to go extinct, climate change did, study. Astronomers detect signs of an atmosphere stripped from a planet in a giant impact. Researchers make hardened wood knives that slice through steak. Jordarchiota, a new candidate for a sister group to eukaryotes. Twisted angle-dependent exciton in heterobilayer of transition metal acylcogenides. Facet controllable synthesis of two-dimensional rare earth oxides. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, October 20th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Why scary music sounds, well, scary. Best smart mattress. 5 interesting facts about chemist Percy Julian. 5 mysterious facts about sleep paralysis. Turning lead into gold. Buy Delta 8 THC online, 10 best products to buy. 3 of history's most scandalous exhumations. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Many European states support UEFA in Super League legal case. Cunane, number 5 NC State headline preseason ACC picks. Rahal hires Danish driver Lundgaard for third IndyCar seat. Biden administration delivers serious blow to Minnesota mine. David Byrne says audiences seem thrilled to be in theater. Auditor, Iowa's privatized Medicaid illegally denies care. Browns Mayfield out with shoulder injury, Keenum starting. Fries with that exam, college profs asked to help with food. Biogen CEO, major bottleneck still limits Alzheimer's drug. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Queen cancels trip to rest up for grueling autumn, one of the most important periods of 70-year reign. Let's compare 3 best penis extenders features benefits in 2021 in details. Pac-12 football midseason report, the best and worst from a wild first half of 2021. Missing Palo Alto hiker safe after 2 nights in the snow. Bay Area News Group High School Football Picks, Week 9, Fall 2021. Build a better brownie with tips from Cockick Chocolates pros. Bay Area school districts hit hard by teacher substitute shortages. Prosecutor suing Santa Clara County that is now running to unseat him. White House details plans to vaccinate 28 million children aged 5-11 against COVID. Milpitas mayor received COVID warning for not wearing a face mask. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Walter Reed Medical Center on lockdown after bomb threat, officials drop active shooter warning. Huawei on wings, FCC member wants to block taxpayer dollars from buying Chinese drones. White House touts plan to get kids ages 5 to 11 vaccinated for COVID-19. Democrats struggles in Congress sap enthusiasm for McAuliffe in Virginia. Herschel Walker, Donald Trump sending wrong message on election fraud. Alleged transit rapist was in U.S. illegally but protected from deportation, report. Giuliani channels Lincoln in attack video targeting McAuliffe in Virginia governor's race. Netflix employees plan virtual walkout over Dave Chappelle special. Some public grade schools cancel Halloween due to lack of equity and inclusion. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Bolivian government says Haitian president's assassins were part of a plot to kill its own leftist leader. Biden's pick to lead CBP supports 2 of Trump's most controversial border initiatives. People exposed to PFAS criticize EPA action plan as too little, too late. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Kofi Cockburn's return fuels expectations for Illinois. Northwestern, Chris Collins hoped to get back on winning path. Thriving good enjoying success in 2021. R. Kelly could spend second summer on trial if federal case in Chicago goes forward. Wolf River, white bass, smallmouth bass, walleye, well, you name it, in a flow of wonderful conversation. Go green in the kitchen, it can have a huge impact on the health of our planet. Netflix CEO admits he screwed up response to Chappelle backlash, but stands by comedy special. Celine Dion delays Las Vegas show opening due to health issues. After empty season, Blackhawks event presentation crew adapts to fans return to United Center. Queen Elizabeth accepts medical advice to rest, cancels Northern Ireland trip. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Mention of bulk quantity, hard drugs, why court deny bail to Aryan Khan. Sikkim and Bengal battered by rain, some respite in Uttarakhand. T20 WC, India outplay Australia in final warm-up game. PM Modi interacts with CEOs of oil and gas sector. Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event, live updates. TV actress opens up about being sexually harassed on flight. T20 World Cup live score, Sri Lanka vs Ireland. Social humor, Twitter reacts to Facebook changing its name. After Amarinder's overtures, BJP says open to alliance. Priyanka stopped by a police on way to Agra, later allowed. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. 4 thoughts on the Astros 9-2 win to even the ALCS 2-2. 5 things to watch from the Rockets this season. Whitney Merciless released by the Houston Texans. This week's best concerts. Astros down 2-1 to Boston after 12-3 loss in ALCS Game 3. Things to do, Sue Foley celebrates release of P&K's Blues at Rockefellers. Things to do, Bella White Sierra Farrell, White Oak Music Hall, October 22, 2021. The next headlines are about world records making news. Harvey Lewis shatters world record at Big's Backyard Ultra, with 570 kilometers, Canadian Running Magazine. World record workout fundraiser, CBS Pittsburgh. Maria Waddle shatters record for tallest professional bodybuilder, Guinness World Records. World's first zero-carbon intelligent container terminal, Tianjin Port sets World Record Academy. Scots cyclist to be recognized in Parliament for world record-breaking ride, the National. VWID4 sets Guinness World Record for longest continuous F-trip in one country, Auto Evolution. Guinness World Record, Kentucky store creates world's largest pocket knife, Ball News. Organizers of Security Serious Week set new Guinness World Record title for an online cybersecurity lesson, Authority. Purdue's widest white paint now a Guinness World Record, sub-ambient radiated cooling, Green Car Congress. Canine that holds 6 tennis balls in his mouth at one time wins the Guinness World Record, Toys Matrix. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. 7 companies that changed names because their brands had problems. You can now buy a couch stuffed with surround sound speakers so they remain out of sight. R.I.P. Chris Ayers, voice of Dragon Ball's Frieza. Confirmed, Vikings reached the Americas long before Columbus. Star Trek, Prodigy's cast and crew on the enduring heart of Captain Janeway. Samsung lets you add some personal style to its most affordable foldable phone. I miss Seiko's weird pyramid clock, my first positive experience with talking electronics. New Eternals updates, Indiana Jones 5 set pictures, and more. How Joe Manchin and Republicans could destroy the world. 15 things you can do in Android 12 that you couldn't do before. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Windham Arrow in Australia at 111.56 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 81.58 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 63.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. It's not the heat, it's the humidity that grounded Boeing Starliner. X-ray analysis reveals hidden composition under iconic portrait of the Lavoisiers. The new MacBook Pro seems to have an HDMI 2.0 port, not 2.1. Shipping times for Apple's $19 polishing cloth slip to late November. The electric 2022 Volvo C40 Recharge puts style at a premium. EPA, chemicals called PFAS will see more research and new regulations. SEC says GameStop stock surge was more than just a simple short squeeze. The Pixel 6 is official, and it's $300 cheaper than a comparable Samsung phone. The Google Silicon team gives us a tour of the Pixel 6's TensorSock. COVID vaccines for kids 5-11 up for pre-order Wednesday ahead of FDA review. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Fiona Hill believes a Trump re-election could prompt one constitutional crisis after another. Republicans are shooting themselves in the foot by not agreeing Bannon is in contempt, reporter. Charlotte family in shock after conservative neighbor targets them with Nazi sign, then gives wild excuse to cops. Legal expert blasts GOP as a pathetic and dangerous cult for whipping votes against Bannon criminal referral. MMA trained Texas paramedic suspended after video shows him kicking homeless man in the head. Biden has completely turned around Trump's impact on key Justice Department division, report. Indicted congressman is longtime member of secretive religious org tied to Uganda's Kill the Gays bill, report. Conservative begged Republicans not to flee the party after January 6, now he's leaving it himself. DeSantis, in rhetorical shift, de-emphasizes promotion of COVID vaccines. Trump's former chief of staff lawyers up ahead of Capitol riot committee testimony, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Republicans are planning to hijack the next election. Dems are squandering their chance to stop them. A Parkland father speaks out on the mass shooter's guilty plea. China, coal, and COP26, can the world's top emitter shake its dirty habit? The Trump administration used its food aid program for political gain, congressional investigators find. Substack is profiting off anti-mask and anti-vaccine newsletters. Biden's pick to lead CBP just confirmed Trump's harsh border policy isn't going anywhere. Republicans are passing rigged maps and Democrats are running out of time to stop it. To save the Corn Belt, plant trees. Biden urged to act as Democrats' climate agenda hangs by a thread. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Cancelled in Cambridge, but now playing in Princeton. NJ News TA Pinto, tapinto.net. EMS faculty win inaugural log signatures of Life in the Universe funding Penn State University, Penn State News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Termite brains can grow in anticipation of single moment of flight and light, Mirage News. Aptinix appoints Gilmore O'Neill, MB, MM, SC, to Board of Directors, Joplin Globe. First phase trials for DMD-assisted therapy MHT, Mental Health Today. The human olfactory bulb processes odor valence representation and cues motor avoidance behavior, pnas.org. Dementia, early biomarkers in the blood may predict cognitive decline, Medical News Today. Stoned ape theory suggests magic mushrooms triggered human cognitive evolution, IFL Science. Is yoga good for you? Livescience.com. Novel implications of a strictly monomorphic, GCC, repeat in the human PRKACB gene scientific reports, nature.com. Best CBD gummies for anxiety, top 10 edibles for stress in 2021 HeraldNet.com, The Daily Herald. Update, October at Penn, a Penn Almanac. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Amazon to hire 150,000 workers for holiday season, 50% more than in 2020, screenshot. J.P. Voules, cancer researchers need the freedom to work, interview, the European scientist. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Former USAF officers to present evidence of UFOs tampering with nuclear weapons. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. Newsite is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by Newsite. All rights reserved.